Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Wives Union. I hope everyone's having a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe for daily updates. Sister Wives star's emotional reaction to Charlie Kirk's death. The murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk during a public appearance has shaken both political circles and the wider cultural conversation. Politicians, commentators, and activists from both sides of the spectrum have poured in their reactions. But one voice that captured particular attention came from an unlikely place: the world of reality television. Gwendolyn Brown, daughter of Kody Brown and Christine Woolley from TLC's Sister Wives, used her social media platforms to weigh in with pointed commentary. Her blunt dismissal of mourning Kirk's death and her repeated calls for gun reform sparked debate not only among fans of the show but also in broader discussions about grief, politics, and accountability. This article explores the incident itself, Kirk's career and controversies, Gwen Brown's outspoken response, the reactions of other members of her famous family, and what it all reveals about the strange overlap of reality TV, political violence, and the American cultural divide. The death of Charlie Kirk. On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, was shot while delivering remarks at Utah Valley University. According to reports, the gunman was positioned on a rooftop near the event venue, firing a single fatal shot that struck Kirk in the neck. He was rushed to a hospital but died shortly after. The suspect, Tyler James Robinson, 22, was apprehended within 24 hours. DNA evidence, surveillance footage, and engraved shell casings linked him to the crime. Federal investigators quickly labeled the act an assassination, raising fears about the growing tide of politically motivated violence in the United States. The killing immediately ignited partisan firestorms. Kirk supporters hailed him as a martyr for conservative causes, while his critics pointed to his history of inflammatory rhetoric, including remarks about school shootings, George Floyd, and race relations. Some saw his death as a grim example of the cycle of violence he himself had downplayed. Who was Charlie Kirk? Before his assassination, Charlie Kirk was one of the most visible figures of the modern American right. At just 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA, TPUSA, a non-profit devoted to energizing conservative youth on issues like free markets, small government, and opposition to progressive indoctrination. Over time, Kirk built a reputation not just as a political organizer but also as a provocateur. His fiery speaking style, frequent cable news appearances, and massive online presence made him a darling of right-wing media and a frequent target of criticism. Some of his more notorious controversies included gun violence comments. After a 2023 Nashville school shooting, Kirk said that gun deaths were, unfortunately, the price of the Second Amendment and described it as a worthy price. Critics argued he trivialized the deaths of children. Comments on George Floyd. During his Exposing Critical Racism speaking tour, Kirk referred to Floyd as a scumbag, inflaming tensions during ongoing debates about police violence and racial justice. Religious conservatism. Through TPUSA Faith, he blended Christian nationalist themes with political messaging, further polarizing audiences. To supporters, he was fearless in speaking truths others avoided. To detractors, he was reckless and cruel, weaponizing rhetoric for attention. Gwendolyn Brown, outspoken Sister Wives star. Enter Gwendolyn Brown. Known to reality TV fans as one of the 18 children of Kody Brown and his plural wives, Gwen has always stood out among her siblings for her candor. Unlike some of her sisters who maintain quieter lives off camera, Gwen has cultivated a strong presence online, where she's been unafraid to tackle controversial subjects. She has criticized her father Kody's treatment of women, openly discussed her sexuality, and frequently voiced progressive political views. In short, Gwen is not the family diplomat. She is the one who vocalizes her thoughts, a trait she demonstrated when Charlie Kirk was killed. Gwen's social media posts. On September 11, 2025, just a day after Kirk's assassination, Gwen took to Instagram to share her thoughts. Rather than posting original commentary, she reshared posts from others, allowing their words to frame her stance, though she did insert her own reaction at a crucial moment. 1. The Matt Bernstein post. Her first reshared post came from Matt Bernstein, at Matsive, a content creator known for sharp political and social commentary. The post read in part, Charlie Kirk said in 2023, 1 week after 3 children were killed in a school shooting in Nashville, that gun deaths are, unfortunately, the price we pay for the Second Amendment. He was correct. He said it's a worthy price. I disagree. I still think we need U.S. gun reform. Charlie Kirk's death can't be separated from the very systems he devoted his career to promoting. Nobody emerges victorious from the epidemic of gun violence in America. The tragic irony is that the policies Kirk opposed may have prevented his death. Everyone should demand gun reform from those in power. Maybe now they'll listen. 2. Gwen's addition. To this post, Gwen added her own emphatic caption. Maybe now they'll listen. He celebrated the deaths of people of color and children, so I will not mourn his death. This comment drew immediate attention. While many public figures offered platitudes about violence being wrong regardless of politics, Gwen refused to cloak her anger. Her choice to highlight Kirk's past remarks about gun deaths and his racially charged commentary signaled her refusal to grant him sympathy. 3. Olivia Grace Duncan's posts. Gwen next shared a string of posts from Olivia Grace Duncan, another activist voice. Duncan's slides declared, "It's the guns. It's been the guns. I do not condone violence of any sort. Today, I see many people who have remained silent during school shootings and have witnessed the daily murders of children in Gaza expressing their outrage. Seeing the video may have changed some people's perspective. If it changed you, I encourage you to look deeper." Gwen added no commentary to these slides, apparently agreeing so strongly that she felt no need to elaborate. 4. Ban guns. Finally, Gwen shared a video from 9 News Denver covering a shooting at Evergreen High School in Colorado that occurred almost simultaneously with Kirk's assassination. To this clip she added only 2 words. Ban guns. Family divisions, Maddie and Janelle versus Gwen. Gwen was not the only member of the Brown family to react publicly. Her half-sister Maddie Brown Bush, daughter of Kody and Janelle Brown, posted an Instagram story asking for prayers for Kirk and his family. Janelle later reshared Maddie's post on her account. This stark contrast, one sibling demanding gun bans and refusing to mourn, another asking for prayers, illustrated the deep ideological divide within the sprawling Brown family. It also mirrored the political fractures seen across the United States. Fans quickly noticed. On Reddit, multiple threads popped up analyzing the family's different responses. One thread focusing on Gwen's posts garnered 650 upvotes and 70 comments before it was deleted. Another highlighted Maddie and Janelle's prayer posts, prompting debate over whether they reflected genuine compassion or political loyalty. Public and fan reactions. The internet, being what it is, erupted. The Browns' choices have long divided Sister Wives fans, but their discourse has rarely intersected so directly with national tragedy. Supporters of Gwen praised her for honesty, calling her unwillingness to mourn Kirk a powerful moral stance. Critics of Gwen accused her of being insensitive, hateful, or even hypocritical. Some argued that refusing to mourn was as cruel as the rhetoric she condemned. Middle voices acknowledged her pain but urged more compassion, arguing that violence begets violence and the cycle must stop somewhere. The deleted Reddit thread suggests moderators struggled to contain heated debate, proving once again that the Browns' every move is subject to magnified scrutiny. Gun reform debate reignited. At the core of Gwen's posts was a demand for gun reform. Her message, "Ban guns," could not be more direct. The juxtaposition of Kirk's assassination with a simultaneous school shooting underscored her point: America is drowning in gun violence, and political leaders' inaction is indefensible. Critics of Kirk argue that his rhetoric minimized this crisis. Supporters counter that gun rights are foundational to American freedom. But Gwen's stance reflects the growing impatience of a younger generation that sees the endless cycle of shootings as intolerable. The irony question. Many observers have described Kirk's death as tragic irony. He championed looser gun laws, downplayed the cost of gun violence, and was then killed by gunfire. For Gwen, that irony is not just tragic but revealing. By refusing to mourn, she framed his death as part of the very system he defended. In her eyes, sympathy obscures accountability. This perspective unsettles people who prefer clean narratives of "violence is always wrong." Yet it resonates with those who feel that failing to acknowledge systemic responsibility perpetuates the crisis. Sister Wives as cultural mirror. That the Browns, known for their unconventional plural marriage and messy family dramas, are now part of this national conversation is itself remarkable. Reality TV often serves as a distorted mirror of society. Here, the Browns' divided responses to Kirk's death mirror America's own polarization, one side calling for prayer, the other for political reform. It also shows how reality TV stars, far from being frivolous, can become unexpected voices in debates far beyond the scope of their shows. Conclusion. The assassination of Charlie Kirk will be remembered as a flashpoint in America's ongoing struggle with political violence and gun reform. Gwendolyn Brown's reaction, though controversial, crystallized the anger of many who see gun rights advocacy as complicit in countless preventable deaths. By refusing to mourn Kirk and instead demanding systemic change, Gwen forced her followers, and by extension, the public, to confront uncomfortable questions. What does it mean to mourn someone who celebrated harm? Can irony itself be a form of justice? Is there a possibility that America will effectively address its gun violence epidemic? Whether fans agree with her or not, Gwen Brown proved once again that she will not remain silent, even when silence might be easier. In doing so, she transformed from a reality TV daughter into a cultural commentator, one unafraid to speak sharply, even when the world demands platitudes. You are welcome to share any video requests in the comments. I will make a video about it. Stay connected with the Wives Union for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell button for daily updates.